Well, hey, this is going to be a little bit different than other videos, other episodes that I've done. I'm actually out right now running a few errands. I'm with my dog. You can kind of see her laying behind me in the car. And if she's whining during this, don't worry. She hates the car. She is not a big fan, so she's pouting in the back right now. But don't worry, I'm not torturing her. There's some things I just needed to take her to do, and we're going to get her home soon. But I just wanted to talk to you really quick because I had this idea that is just really intriguing to me, really exciting to me, and I wanted to see if it's something that might interest you too. I just want to throw it out there and see what you think. And here's the big basic concept, okay? Most pastors are just doing way too much. You are wearing way too many hats in your church already, especially if you're at a smaller church. I mean, if you're at a church of 1,000 people or more, you probably have a bigger team, more people on staff, more volunteers, and more people to help you do things. So you can specialize a little bit more on the most important things that only you can do as the pastor of your church. But if you're at the typical church and you are the only person on staff, or you just have a couple other staff members to help you out, maybe a few really good volunteers, you are probably already doing so many things. You are probably the janitor, the electrician when things go bad. I mean, you are probably doing all of the outreach, all of the planning mission trips, planning service projects, trying to put together a service at least once a week, if not more times a week, helping with children's ministry, youth ministry, everything else, all the different Bible studies, all the small groups, all the things that you have going on in your church. It is so much that you probably feel overwhelmed just about every single day when you're doing your job. And I get it. I've been there and I feel for pastors. I understand. That's why I started ProPreacher.com. I have a heart for ministry, a heart for pastors. As a pastor, I know how you feel, and I just want to do everything I can to help you out. And specifically with Pro Preacher, just in the area of preaching, at least let's just help out pastors as much as we can in that area so they can nail that part down. And here's the deal. I think every single pastor, even if you're in a small church, you deserve a preaching team. You shouldn't have to preach. You shouldn't have to do everything that it takes in today's modern world to put together a weekend service and to put together a sermon every single week. You shouldn't have to do all of that alone. You shouldn't have to be the graphic designer and do everything else for your church. There's more important things that you need to be spending your time doing. So here is my idea. Since every pastor deserves a preaching team, what if I put together a site on ProPreacher.com where you guys can all come together, where all of us can come together and we can be a preaching team together to help each other out? What if it was like, here's kind of my idea right now, and it's a work in progress, but here's my idea. What if we created this site where you can join this membership for something really cheap? I want to make it super affordable, where it's like a no-brainer for your budget, like something like $20 or $30 a month. You can join this preaching team, and every single month, at the very least, we'll deliver one sermon series together that we do together. And unlike other preaching and sermon graphic websites and other things, this would be something that we work on as a team, not just whatever the company pushes out to you, tells you to go preach this, and they get the signal from God on high and hand it out to you. This would be something we work on together. So in that site, you would have we would put up polls, we put up questions, and we would work together to say, okay, what's the topic that the next sermon package we put together is going to be on? What's the passage of scripture that it's going to be on? What's a good title? Here's some different ideas. What do you like best? And people could vote on it or whatever. And we can work on this a little bit together, and you can be as involved or as little involved as you want. If you want to be super involved in the process, great. Or if you don't have time for that and you're just cool taking whatever everyone else decides, that's good too. And so you could be as involved in the process as you want to be with that. Then with the resources coming in, with everybody kind of pooling just a little bit of money together, we could hire out some professional graphic designers. We could hire out some professional research assistants to help with all of these sermons that we're doing. So what we could do for you then is we could put together a graphics package with the title graphic, with slide graphics, with social media graphics to help you out for that sermon series, and then we could get you the original files. So if you have a little bit of Photoshop or graphic design skills, you could tweak it to your church or edit it yourself for your ministry as well. and you would have that done for you, so you no longer have to be the graphic designer at your church, which you probably shouldn't be if you're the pastor, and maybe that's just a skill you don't have anyways. Let somebody else who's really good at it, who's studied it, let them do it for you. And then besides just graphics, I love the idea of maybe just getting some research notes down. So notes, taking different sections that would be applicable to that sermon from commentaries, that all the research in those hours of pouring through those pages, we could have professionals do that for you and put together a whole list. Here's some really cool points. Here's some things from some books out there that would really be helpful. Here's some illustration ideas. Here's some really big quotes on this topic. And we would just have a packet of research for each sermon that's done for you. So rather than having to pick up each book and read through every single thing, you could look through these notes and get a really good overview of a lot of different ideas, more content than you could possibly put in each sermon, and you could put that into your message. And so this wouldn't be something where I would write the manuscript word for word for you, because I don't think you can preach somebody else's sermon. I've tried. It just never goes well. You've got to make it your own. You've got to preach your own message. And the pastor, you need to do some study. You need to do some work and make this sermon your own and make it unique. That's going to fit your specific congregation, because every church is different. And as their pastor, you know best what they need to hear from that message. But this would just do the groundwork and a lot of the hard stuff for you, so you could focus more on adapting these ideas and adapting what Scripture says to your context, to your people, so they can hear what they need to hear from it. And so we provide, I'm thinking we would probably just provide like a suggested outline, a little bit detailed outline. Here's some things that we think would flow well, but then you could edit it, you could tweak it. If you're an outline preacher, you could use something like that. If you're a manuscript preacher, you could take that outline and rewrite it and put it in your own words and take research from the research notes and plug it in and really make it your own thing. And then you would have a community where if you need feedback on your message, a community where if you want to post a video or something like that, we could do some feedback on your sermons, and we could work together to make all of our ministries better for the glory of God as a team. So if that's something that you think might be interested. Oh, and by the way, I also would put a bunch of the resources that ProPreacher.com already offers up there too. So things like our wedding sermons, our funeral sermons. Sorry, I'm getting, my wife's texting me. This, I've been out too long talking. We put together our wedding sermons, our funeral sermons, our sermon calendars to help you plan out a year of messages. Maybe even my preaching course that I offer, Best Preaching Year. Maybe we roll that into there. So there's some training, there's other resources for you. And so for a cheap, no-brainer fee, you get access to this membership. And then we can work as a team together to preach the best sermons that we can preach, to strengthen each other, to build one another up like the church is supposed to be doing. So you no longer have to be working alone on your messages. And we can all work together for the glory of God to reach more people and impact more people for Jesus. So what do you think? Is that something you're interested in? If that's something you want to do, I need you to let me know, because that's going to take a whole lot of work for me. There's going to be a lot of an investment up front. There's going to be a lot of work up front for me to put this together, but it's something I'm willing to do. It's something I'm excited to do, but I need to know that you're interested before I put in all this money and all this time and all this effort into it, and before I whip something up and get this thing going. So here's what I need from you. All right, if you want to do this, if you're interested, okay, I'm not saying commit to it and give me money today or join and sign up right now. I just need to know, are you interested in this? Would this be something you would want to do if we put it together for you? Let me know. If you are watching this on YouTube right now, just write in the comment below interested. Just type it out, interested, hit submit. Let me know. I need to hear from a bunch of people to make sure that this works, because if we get enough people together, this will work. And if it's just a handful of us, it'll sort of work, but it won't quite be as good. So let me know in the comments below. If you're on YouTube, just write interested and hit send. If you are on my website right now, if you're at ProPreacher.com and you're reading this in the blog post or you're watching the video there, then just scroll down to the bottom of the post in the comments section and type in interested and let me know. And if you are listening to this on the podcast, it gets a bit more tricky. Here's what I want you to do. Either go to ProPreacher.com, find the blog post with this and type interested in the comments, or just send me a quick email. That's fine. I'd love to hear from you anyways. Send a quick email to Brandon at propreacher.com. That's BRANDON at propreacher.com. And just in the subject, just type in interested, and just let me know. I'll know exactly what you mean if I get an email that says interested like that. And if you want to give me some more feedback or some more ideas, I'd love to hear from you. So let me know, send me an email. So that's the big idea. That's something I'm really excited about. I think this could be something that would be really incredible, really amazing to get a community of preachers and people together and professionals to help us out. And what do you think? Let me know. Are you interested? If enough people are interested, we'll get this thing rolling. We'll get started, and I'll keep you updated from there. But if I don't get a lot of interest, then I know, okay, Brandon, that's an okay idea, but not enough people need that. And I'll move on to working and investing my time on something else for you guys. So let me know. Are you interested? If so, let's do this thing. Thanks for watching. Keep on preaching, and I'll see you in the next one. Red roll, Harps. Let's do this thing. Say hey to Harper. What's up, Harper? She hates the car. It's kind of funny.